Now welcome to another edition of News from Naboo with Thor's Lightning Takes. Then let's get right to the news.
The Acolyte star Manny Jacinto, who famously played Kamir, aka the
The Stranger.
Stranger, whose name we never really knew.
Not his real name, no.
Mm-mm. Well, he was at a fan expo in Chicago that was hosted by Screen Rant. Manny's got some interesting opinions about a show he was on that was canceled, known as The Acolyte. Screen Rant set him up by pointing out that the prequels are far more beloved now than they were at release, possibly suggesting that the Acolyte could maybe have fulfilled its potential if it had more time, and that maybe down the road it'll be much more loved than it was immediately after. And they also asked if we'd seen the last of his character, the Stranger. Manny responded by saying, I hope not. I truly hope not. I would love nothing more than to run it back. You make a really great point. I feel like with the prequels, I grew up on the prequels as well, and as a kid, you watch that, and you're just in awe of it. And then we grow up, and now we have money, and now we have more confidence as well, and we're able to voice our opinion. So I do hope that, it finds new life, or it continues to find the love. Being out here has been so much love, and I just hope it continues, and we'll see. Never say never.
Well, here's the problem, and one of the problems, and
Okay.
I don't have any issue with his answer. He didn't just like, hey, I think someday this show is going to be loved by everybody. No, he is answering a question.
Mm-hmm.
He's doing it very politically, you could say. He's not like, oh yeah, our show sucked, no one's ever going to love this thing. And I can appreciate the fact that he would want to see his character continue.
Yeah.
No problem with any of that. The problem is, as he points out, he was a prequel kid, just like an entire generation was, more or less. Millions of kids watched the prequels.
Right.
Dozens of kids watched The Acolyte.
I don't feel like The Acolyte was aimed at kids the same way
wasn't.
the prequels
Absolutely
had stuff
nowhere near
in there
that, yeah.
for kids.
Yeah, pretty much any kid from the late 90s, early 2000s, they saw the prequels, they at least heard of them, probably a big fan, action figures, the whole deal, just like the original trilogy generation before them. But it's not like kids were like, oh my god, did you see the newest episode of The Acolyte last night? It was amazing, Gomir did this, and no, it didn't make
They're
a
at
wave
the school
with kids.
ground
So
playing the power of one, the power of two.
yeah, so 10, 15, 20 years from now, when the Acolyte generation grows up, the couple dozen will make their voices heard and no one will hear it.
They're not even going to be the Acolyte generation. They're going to be the Mandalorian generation.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
That's
It'll be the Grogu
what was.
generation.
That's what they were watching. That's what people were like, "Hey, kid, look, let's watch this because it's got Grogu in it." They're going to be the Mandalorian and Grogu generation. They're not going to be the Acolyte generation.
It wouldn't stun me if there's more of a Mando Grogu generation than there is a sequel generation either. I could be dead wrong. There could be tons of sequel kids lying in wait until they're old and can talk with their money or their wallet and all that. But
True.
I don't think it's anywhere near the number of the prequel kids and the OT kids. And I do think the prequel hate was overrated. I don't think everybody hated the prequels and suddenly everybody loves them. It's a matter of the popular narrative, which back in the early 2000s, we didn't have social media like we did today. So the news had a lot more control. And the news said what? The prequels are terrible. Nobody loves them. We hate George Lucas, so you should hate them too. Not saying a lot of people didn't hate the prequels, but I don't think the hate was anywhere near as strong as it is perceived to be.
I can agree with that entirely. What's funny is we've been teasing this conversation that you and I are going to be having about making things for an audience that's not the audience that was originally intended.
Yes, we were going to record that today, but
I believe that's exactly what The Acolyte is. The Acolyte is like Star Wars' take on the Twilight Saga.
Sort of. I don't...
There's a lot of keynotes that you could directly compare.
Yeah, I feel like they missed their target audience for sure with it. I know there are Star Wars fans who love The Acolyte. As I always say, that's completely fine. But I think a lot of Star Wars fans were like, there's just something off. Even if you can't pinpoint it, even if you can't articulate what your issues are with it, there's just something about it that doesn't feel right beyond even, I would say the writing is pretty poor. And just, there's a lot of other issues. But you can watch my hours of videos on my channel for those.
I do hate that they ended the show on that cliffhanger. It
was supposed to be one season, though, right?
Story.
Right, and then maybe... No, they knew they wanted a second season.
I think what bothers me the most is I need to have finished stories. I will read a bad series because I have to know how it ends. I don't like that cliffhanger in my brain. I like things to have a resolution or to know what the author intended for the resolution to be. Thanks, Yuna.
She's just gonna, yeah.
Yeah, she's bringing in her 2 cents here.
She's like, wait a minute. No, we've talked before about how you will finish a bad show or a bad movie or a bad book. I love how many times you're like, well, what did you think of that book? I'm like, I read 20 pages and put it down. You're like, oh, I finished it and it was bad. Like, I knew that after 20 pages.
Or we're watching a series together and all of a sudden we stop watching it and I have to ask him, like, are you going to keep watching this?
Yeah.
Because I got to finish it.
You get the hint when we start watching a series and then after like 3 or 4 episodes, we'll be like, so what do you want to watch tonight? I'm like, I don't know. Let me scroll through and see. And like, oh, so we're done watching that one. I'll go on without you.
Yeah.
But you always confirm, at least, like, you don't want to finish one.
I do, because...
I don't need to know how it ends. If it's bad, I don't want to waste
some things that you don't
time.
finish turn out really good.
True, you have brought me back to a few things that had a better ending. Yeah.
Yes.
That's why I got you, so I know.
So I get there first, and have to come back and
you'll
go,
know.
hey.
You'll let me know. Yeah, it's great because usually our tastes align pretty perfectly, so you know what I will like and what I won't.
What's most interesting, honestly, with the whole Acolyte cancellation is that, okay, so the reason behind why it was canceled was poor viewership, is what officially is on the books. But it was the second most watched TV show of the year for Disney Plus.
But that doesn't mean anything if you had no other
no
other competition.
But you know what I'm saying.
Well, sure.
But it's for not Disney Plus.
Exactly. That's not good. What else came out last year on Disney Plus? I'll wait.
I don't keep track of things.
Exactly, because nothing else worth a damn came out last year. Maybe in one other Marvel series, I think Percy Jackson was even the year before because that did well. It's like saying I finished second place in a race, and then, well, how many people were in the race? Well, there were 2, but I finished second. I mean, I'm not trying to crap all over the show. Honestly, I'm just glad it's kind of in the past, and we can move on, and maybe Kamir will see life elsewhere, or some of these characters, whatever. But
I wouldn't be surprised. They did continue with the publishing campaign. I read the Wayseeker novel, which was...
those were just written before, and they're just like...
Yeah, the Wayseeker novel was a little better than I expected, and it kind of helped. And I don't want to, but if I rewatch The Acolyte, which I might...
Oh, maybe I should...
I'm going to read the other book first, too. But if I rewatch The Acolyte, I could see Vanestra in a different light now, knowing what I know from the book, which will help her character, because I thought she was very inconsistent.
Yeah, I'm still making my way through that. I'm like stuck at like 80 pages
in right I got to get through the Crystal Crown next.
Yeah, but maybe we'll rewatch The Acolyte, and... that sounds like such a tedious task, but maybe when I'm done reading that, we'll read Crystal Crown and we'll just go back and we'll talk about it some more because everybody loves the Acolyte talking about it. No, but I mean, to go back to kind of put a pin in it, I get why he said what he said, and that's fine if he feels that way. I probably feel that way if I were in the show too.
Right, he wants to see his character live on.
But considering nobody watched it in the first place, it's not like 10 years from now those people are going to be... I mean, they already tried to do a petition. It didn't exactly work, I don't think.
It's a lot easier to say that you want to continue and have more to go on when the fans liked your character.
Yeah, I liked his character. I think he was probably the best character in the series, and probably by a pretty good margin, considering Soul just fell apart in the back half of the game.
His character was very well acted as well.
Yeah, I have no problem with him.
He did a fantastic job.
I liked him. I liked the character.
There were other qualms.
There were a lot of
Osha, May.
Yes, that was an issue.
That was an issue, because I didn't feel like it was well acted either.
No, I don't think it was acted well enough where you could tell the difference between the two. I mean, I guess I can't blame Soul for not knowing it was May instead of Osha, because like I didn't know when it was May or Osha.
And then there was like Basil. Whose side was he on? Nobody knows.
Basil was on Basil's side. I don't know what he was doing.
And then the whole thing with Pip, I don't know. There was a lot of really weird stuff in there with that character. I'm like, I don't like it.
Torben taking his own life because he got mind possessed years ago and felt bad about it. I don't know. I mean,
I don't know.
There were a lot of issues.
A lot of fates left unseen, questions unanswered. Plagueis is just crawled back into the cave. He's like, this isn't happening.
He's like, he peeked out. He's like, oh, no, season 2? All right, good.
He peeked out. He goes, what's going on here? Oh, it's bad.
He's like,
back in the cave.
Good God, I won't be needed for season 2.
No,
we're good here. We're good. And we're good here, too, because that's going to be all we got for you this time. Your turn. Take to the comments below. Tell us what you think of any and all of today's news. And let's talk some Star Wars. And so, until next time, thanks for watching.